damn good time. It's a damn good time. Come have a damn good time with us.
Damn good time.
With us. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer.
I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a Damn Good Time podcast. Hitting them with it, coming to you live from the studio in New Philadelphia, Ohio. Trying to put New Philly on the map.
Chilling with the dudes and my dudes.
No,
I'm already touching myself. I gotta quit doing that.
Oh, I just looked. It's already on the map. It's a fucking city, I guess.
Boring map.
Yeah.
Somebody else made.
Trying to make it better.
Yeah, we're making a cooler map.
We're going to turn this into a major metropolis.
Unless we get big and then we're moving.
Yeah.
We got to, because we already exposed where we're at. They're going to come find us.
Yeah, then we'll go to Austin or fucking LA where all the other podcasters are.
Tax free.
We need to become comedians.
Yes.
That's how you get popular in the podcast world.
Yeah, we just got to be famous already and then make a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, it's just better.
I mean,
Then you just got more content, too, because you had a whole crazy life of being a comedian.
yeah. Like, I was in Delaware and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that, but I work on machines. I don't go to bars and talk shit and hang out with people a lot.
So you're Donatello now. You're Donatello.
Yeah.
Donatello does machine.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I never thought about that. Holy fuck. I got a new Turtle Sona.
Turtle Sona, man. You're Donatello.
I was like Mikey because he parties.
Yeah, now you're a nerd.
Now I'm a fucking nerd. I work on machines.
At least you got a sweet bow staff.
Guess I got to learn how to use the bow staff. I do already know how to, like, twirl. You know, I can twirl, like, whether it be a drumstick or a broomstick or anything on my fingers and stuff. Because, and I think we've talked about this before, but it's been a while since we've talked about this.
Yeah.
When I was a young child, I thought that I wanted to be a majorette, you know, with the batons, and you're walking around with the band and stuff and throwing. I thought that was like the first step to becoming a ninja. You know, like I wanted to be a ninja, and I'm like, Mom, I want to do this, and then, you know, my parents were like, No, you don't. That's for girls only. Man, if I was only born now.
You could have rocked it.
Yeah.
They've been like, of course, honey, you can do whatever
it's all
you
inclusive. It's all inclusive. It's not a boy-girl thing anymore. Boys can be majors.
Yeah.
Is that how you would say it then?
I mean, I don't know.
Because the et is what implies that it's a female, right?
Sure. I believe that's how it works.
Be majors and majorettes.
I believe how that's works.
It's like a steward and stewardess.
What's it? Is it the dust?
Well, I mean, but that's that suffix that kind of implies sexual orientation.
Is that Pig Latin? Or just Latin?
I think that's part of Latin. I don't know. Suffixes and all that shit. It's that linguistics part of it is all beyond me. Almost like
We know a guy. We got to talk to that.
Well, like Latinos and Latinas.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it's male or female. And
male or female. I mean, just putting a fee in front of it, you know.
the prefix there is different. Yeah. But I think the funny thing about the Latina thing is that that this whole woke culture was like, well, no, you don't want to imply their gender, so Latinx. You know?
Yeah.
And so I've heard a couple other comedian podcasters, you know, the big boys.
The big boys.
Out there. One dude that has roots in Latin culture, he's like, yeah, no, they all just say that's fucking stupid. Nobody does that. No, in the Latin countries, the Latinos and Latinas are still that. They don't know what the fuck this Latinx shit is.
You're just making up words now.
Yeah.
When you got to make up words, it's already like...
Yeah.
And sometimes you're just combining words to like make it yours own, and it's like, no, that's not a real word though, because you're just combining words together. You're just mashing it up.
Yeah, I think we went too far sometimes on certain things, which I am all about all inclusive. I love the inclusivity thing, but I do remember like the 90s. The 90s, like, be yourself, be an individual, don't fit into the mold. right? Yeah. It was all about like, yeah, you are different. Everybody's different. Embrace your difference. And I felt that was more empowering than now. It's like, no, we're all the same.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute. I feel like we're moving a little bit backwards on that. You know what I mean?
They want all the inclusivity.
Yeah, inclusivity.
But they're trying to be different. But no, I get what you're saying. Because in the 90s it was like, no, it's all right to be different. Like, it's all right to be like a punk rock or like a goth or whatever it might, whatever you choose. That's cool, man. You just do you.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
be yourself.
Well, no, I want to be different, but I also want to be included in all of your shit too.
Because I remember like there was fucking, they shoved these commercials down our throats like, be different, and then showed like a guy skateboarding like, be real, and it showed like somebody doing art or something like, be yourself, and it's like everybody being all quirky and different and cool, and it's like, be Pepsi. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, I'm gonna drink Pepsi now because I'm me. I don't fit in with mold with any of these fuckers.
Yeah, advertising's just ruined all of us anyways. It's just it's all, they're playing the long game, right?
Yeah.
Like, listen. Right now that you all looks bad.
Now that you all drink Pepsi, you're all the same. I don't know about that, though. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there fuming on these comments, but
and that's
all
thing.
30 of you that listen to this.
And that's the thing about living in this beautiful country we are in. We're allowed to say things like that. And the thing is, I don't think anything we said was too polarized or anything like that. I just think it's weird how the culture has shifted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm all about inclusivity. I'll call you whatever the fuck you want me to call you. You know?
Yeah.
Zimzer, him, her, this, that, the other. I don't give a shit. Just
I'm probably not hanging out with you.
Do me. You know what? I might hang out with you, but as long as you're cool enough to realize I'm going to make a couple mistakes. Like, hey, guy, what's up? I'm like, actually, I'm a girl. I'm like, oh, shit, sorry. Like, hey.
And I'm going to be like, all right, man. Yeah. And they're going to be like, wait, no, girl. I'm like, no, I would say that to a girl. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, but like, don't correct me all the time.
Well, the thing is, it's how you approach it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be insensitive here by any way.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm just like, I'm going to see you for who you are. It doesn't matter. I'll call you. I'm going to call you by your name. Yep. But if I mistakenly say something, you don't need to shove it down my throat or do whatever. It's just like, that's just you trying too hard at that point in time.
Yeah, give me a couple mistakes. Give me like 3 strikes, and then jump down my throat for calling you a guy or calling you a girl or whatever if we're getting it wrong a couple times. Because, sorry, it's just
we're simple people.
We're not that bright.
Obviously.
And
look how long we've been doing this shit.
Also, not to be too insensitive, but sometimes you can spot those people where it's like, hey, so how do you approach that? Like, what's your pronouns? You know?
He, them, or them, they, whatever. It's like, I don't even know what that means then.
Yeah.
So, hey, them.
Yeah.
Hey, them, what are you doing?
Yeah.
There's only one of you. Hey, them, what are you doing? Like, I don't know.
Well, that's it. Like, I'm a very, very straight 40-year-old male. Lifts weights, listen to metal music, does all this shit, but I paint my toenails, and I bet somebody would be like, hey, man, what's your pronouns? Like, oh, I'm him, he, him, or whatever. Like, it's cool, dude. I'm a dude, whatever.
You know? There's people out there like, he's weird. You know, it's just whatever.
But if somebody was like, they look at that and like, oh, we're going to the gay bar tonight. Obviously, Steve, you're coming, right? I'm like, no, sorry. Like, how dare you assume my sexuality or whatever?
We're buying drinks. I'm in.
All right. Yeah. Just don't try to kiss me.
I'm not getting lap dance. Is there a female bartender?
Are there going to be girls there?
Yeah. Weirdly, there normally always is. But they might not be girls.
Well, and the other thing is, the cool thing is then I feel like I'd do okay hanging out in that sort of, because I'm not going to cheat on my wife anyway.
Right.
You go to a bar where like dudes are hitting on you, and then like what you think are women hitting on you, and you're like, hey man, I feel really good about myself. This is awesome. But it's not like I'm gonna, straight women don't hit on me. But gay dudes give me a confidence boost. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I should do that more often. I'm sorry, I'm straight. I'm not gonna, But tell me again, how good I look or whatever. Buy me another drink. What'd you put in it? What'd you put in it? You know?
I want to party,
but
I
don't
want to party that hard.
You know, I'm sitting at the bar with my hand over my drink. It's like, is this what girls feel like on a normal basis? like
I don't think anybody's going to trank you because they're going to have to drag your ass out. They're like, oh, fuck
that's going to cost like 4 pills the size of that guy. I don't know if it's worth it.
Want to work. I think I'll just get weird then.
Let's go drug this skinny guy. Whoa.
Yeah, he's probably going to cry about his wife later. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, yep. Roller coaster of fun here, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
We were talking early off camera, and we need to go ahead and put it on camera.
Yeah.
We need to win the lottery.
Always.
Yep. Or just become like crypto tycoons, oil tycoons, some kind of tycoon. We need to become a podcast tycoon, maybe even.
0.002 of a Bitcoin that's worth a couple $100 right now.
Dude, we both probably, I don't know. I know you texted me about it, but I have a couple shares of GameStop, and I'm guessing you do too. That's how you knew it spiked.
I do not have GameStop.
Oh, man, I made like $250 in a day, and then I lost it the next day.
I should have sold it. I
should have, and I didn't.
That's why I told you, but, you know. You hold on to it for a long time.
Yeah, it's like...
it's just like AMC. I still have my AMC.
I still have mine.
And you have yours because I talked you into that.
Mine was worth like $2,000 at one point.
Yeah, we had like a couple grand at one point in time. I'm like, wait for it. It's not there yet. It's not done yet.
They're still going to keep holding.
It's still going to keep going up.
They're going to short it again. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And you're like, it means like blah, blah, blah. Like, still don't fucking know.
Still don't know. Yeah, now it's worth jack shit.
Yeah. But so either way, one of these days, whenever that goes off the charts,
and
then we cash out, we're smart enough to cash out. Then we get all this money.
In 20 years, when Amazon's like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna buy you out, AMC. We're gonna buy all your shareholders out." And then people go on like a mad dash buying it up because like Amazon's gonna buy it. Like a rumor comes out,
right?
And then people are buying it, and then it's worth like Bitcoin price is like $50,000 a share, and I'm like, I've been sitting on these since 2021.
Yeah, and then we're gonna buy a lake,
or at least property that has a strip pond or something on it we can add to and make it gigantic.
Yep.
And basically make our own lake.
And just kind of setting the vibes of how I feel. And you were talking white sand.
White sand.
We'll get it shipped in from wherever.
Yeah.
I know they have a lot of it down in Florida on the Gulf Coast. Maybe some from Spain.
Doesn't matter. We got the money. Matter. We'll bring it in. We'll bring it in from Spain. Yeah, we'll bring it in from Portugal. We'll bring it in from wherever.
Wherever the fuck the white sand is, we're getting it. What?
Never mind.
It's Portugal and Spain. I think it's its own country.
I'm in my own world tonight, so I'm on lack of sleep and all kinds of things. But anyways, I'll talk about it in a minute. But we'll bring in the white sand.
Yep.
We'll chemical bomb shit out thing so it's crystal clear water.
Yeah, basically like a pool. But
we're gonna have 50-foot depths. We're gonna have an island bar in the middle, and it's gonna be banging. Cliffside, and we're gonna hire. It's right there on Spain.
It's
right
to the left of Spain, west of it. It's not in Spain. It's its own country next to Spain.
Okay, sorry. But when I said that, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't it a part of Spain?
But hey, man, you were close. You're close.
Hey, at least my geography was pretty good there.
Yeah,
it's pretty good there.
Yeah. So, sorry to backtrack back to that, but yeah, white sand, big bar in the middle, party all the time. I was even thinking like high dive.
Yeah, you wouldn't hire some guys from Portugal.
yeah. Or I even said Spaniards. There's something that,
what Venezuelans.
What is it about like if you ever see, because how often do you see high diving, right?
Because they got like big rock cliffs on the side of the ocean that they jump off of all the time. But when
you see it, it's always like it's Francisco from Spain. And it's,
because they got crazy rock cliffs. They're jumping off all the time. And
Rodrigo
doing that
from
for
Portugal.
And then they're like, oh, now I can jump off a diving board and do this. I was just doing that for shits and gigs back in the day. Now I can get paid for it.
Yeah.
I'll go Olympics.
We even have like a little diving team there because there's always like people on jet skis and like people like once they land, there's always people swimming up to them. Hey, you okay? And like, yeah, of course I'm okay.
We'll have steady medical professional on duty, diving team. And,
probably be drunk, but it's cool.
We'll lose all our money in like 5 years. It's
sure.
fine.
Hey, I couldn't think of a better way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, some baller ass boats, a big ass fucking swim up bar. People just pissing.
It's a swim up bar. It's an island. I mean, you got to come by boat.
Yeah, but I don't know why, but I really love the idea of like still being in water and going up to a bar though. I don't want to get out.
We'll put a moat in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. You have like your regular bar where you can go stand and be on land if you want to, or we'll have the one where you're in the water still.
Yeah, so private membership. It's because it's on private land. You got to sign a lot of waivers to get in. You got to sign a lot of waivers to get in this bad boy.
Because I mean, Boaters Beach is kind of just like a big bar. You just got to BYO,
Yeah.
But all the time you're up there hanging out, it's like, I gotta go pee. So you just go out into the water and pee.
Right.
Why not just like stay in the water?
I mean, hopefully nobody's sitting next to you and be like, "Oh, that's warm. That's weird. You're peeing on me right now."
You just open your bladder up and you just constantly leak.
Yeah, I mean, we'll die in a couple weeks of doing that, but
yeah,
after construction is done though. But we built it, and they woke up.
Yes, yes. That's I was actually just thinking too because I was in Florida 2 weeks ago, and I was like, man, I want to hang out at the pool at the hotel, go for a little dip, but I also think it'd be cool to go have a couple beers, which I could also go get some beers and drink them by the pool. Nobody gives a shit. Right. But maybe I'm a little more of a social aspect. I don't want to just be sitting there drinking beers by the pool by myself like a loser. Do they just have like, I know they have swim up bars at like resorts and stuff, and like at Kalahari, like you take your kids, like you can go to the swim up bar. And is there just like a public swim up bar? Is that like a thing?
Probably not.
No, it's always mainly more of part of like, oh, you're a hotel guest, you can hang out here.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was some like, when we were up in Punta Bay, that was public.
Oh yeah, yep.
But
that's not even a swim up bar.
But they had some other ones at different resorts.
Okay,
we weren't at.
Okay,
but there was a swim up bar at one,
and you could have like if we were just walking around, we could have popped in there.
Yeah, and got in your trunks and jumped in and
gotcha.
There are some. I think it's very low-cal. I don't think like location wise. I don't think you just want to be like, here, I got to swim up a bar. Everybody just come jump in and swim up to the bar, because then
like half of it's a regular bar and the other half would be the swim up bar.
I think you want them to be staying at a resort, so then there's other stipulations to that where like, no, we just kick you out of your room, kick you out of here. Not like
I would imagine there's a lot of insurance headaches with that though too.
Yeah, and like you don't want people fighting in the pool, and like especially some you got people staying at the resort.
You have blood in the pool.
Yeah.
Dude, then you need to get yourself an Aqua fucking Roadhouse guy,
Just get me a shark.
Well, the shark doesn't know how to discern between the fighters and the non-fighters. The shark's just gonna feed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's well fed.
You need a Dalton.
He's well fed, so he's not attacking you. But if blood hits the water, sorry, girls, better be careful.
You just need a pool Dalton is what you need.
Yeah, pool Dalton. Yeah,
you need a Dalton of the pool. The cooler.
He gets shot out of like a submarine rocket tube, like.
Yours is way cooler because I just imagine like, hey, stop it, and he's like trying to walk as fast as he can through the water. Hey, knock that off.
Yeah, I can't run fast enough.
Splash, just water. Hey, hold on.
Mine
is. And by the time he guys, and then karate.
No, this is a directional submarine tube. He can aim at any point he wants towards the bar.
Yep.
And then he gets shot out like a cannon underneath the water.
Yeah.
And then he just flies up right behind the guy.
Yeah.
Chokes him out real quick. Or grabs him up.
Yeah.
Chokes him out, grabs him up, whatever he's got to do. But he just pops out of the water, just like right behind him, like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And they're like, what the?
And then the other guy, like one of his fellow bouncers, is like, right knife, boot, you know, like he goes to kick him, but he can't kick very hard because he's in the water. We need to write this. This is a fucking comedy movie that we're writing right now.
The guy's got one of those like swimmer knives tied onto his leg too, like you can easily see. Knife boot is like
right foot knife, and it's just like a diving knife. Yeah,
diving knife that's like strapped to your leg.
He's not even wearing shoes because you can't wear shoes in the pool. No, I thought it'd be funny if he was wearing boots in the pool, but that's even funnier. Yeah. Dude, we need to at least let's get a hold of SNL right now. This is a comedy gold skit.
Let's make our own skit.
When Jake Gyllenhaal hosts, he's gonna have to host one of these days again, right? Yeah. He can do Dalton of the pool bar.
I mean, I don't think we need to write them. They're just going to take our idea and not give us shit for it.
Hey, let's set on this as we can get clout. That's all.
Let's make a skit.
We're not a film production studio.
Let's become one.
Okay.
I mean, we got phones and we got stuff. We can easily. We need one underwater camera. That's it. Or a case that goes on one of our phones. I'm sure we can make it happen. You take enough footage, we could spend the time, edit it together. We can make it happen.
It's a big project.
Yeah. And I know somebody that just got a house with a pool.
Oh, so shit. We got
to weigh in.
We got
to weigh in.
We're doing it. What do we call it? Pool house. Water house.
Pool house.
Pool house.
We'll call it pool house. He's got to do some funny animations and stuff. Shooting somebody out of a torpedo too.
Like the trail of bubbles coming out of their face, you know?
Technology now. I mean,
shit.
We could just half-ass edit it too, and I'm sure it'll be a boomer.
All we need is some investors like you.
Yeah.
Give us a call. Shout us out. Let us know if you're good at CGI and stuff, film editing, all that cool stuff. Let us know. We're gonna shoot Pool House
and put in our AI generators, and they will make it beautiful.
Yeah.
Or hopefully shitty, and that'll probably get us more.
Who's playing Dalton? It's got to be one of our friends, right? Unless you actually want to throw some money and cast it.
We'll figure that. No, we're not casting.
We get the tiniest, skinniest little dude we know. Derek Keck. Derek Keck would make a dope ass Dalton.
He might make a better. Who was Sam's character? Was it Sam?
Oh, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah. The buddy, the friend that he calls in for help. Yeah, he could be that guy.
Are you the bad guy then?
I don't know. I mean, I'd love to be Dalton. I loved that character, that guy, ever since I saw the movie when I was like 6 years old.
That was thing like watching the news.
But I don't want to be so oh, I'm a Dalton. You know what I mean? Like I'm a humble man. I don't want to just throw myself at that. But if you tell me, I'll do it.
But let me make it like a weird parody too. Like we get a wetsuit and like just come out in a full wetsuit. Like guys, I can't breathe. You should be out too. But I was like sucking her, Dalton, knife in the boot, and then it comes down to that, you know, and it's just like, oh shit. And then we can put some slow-mo in and like weird, stupid, like it could be completely dumb.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people would get into too. So you guys are in our minds right now of how we're going to do this. Give us your suggestions of what you think when you listen to this. Just type in the comments, be like, here's what you should do. If you want to be any one of the characters, you tell me too.
So I got you here. The whole time, the whole movie, they're fighting in pools, right?
Yeah.
There's always water around. So it's always like, they're kicking against the water, all the force of that water hitting them. And then the final fight, they're on land. And they're way missing their punches, way missing their kicks. It's like, whoa, why is that so much faster? Oh, my God, I can't even control my legs anymore. Like, because they're so used to the water pushing them back. Now, like, he's like, you're like from 6 feet away, and he's like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Just misses.
He finishes it with a throat grab, right? Rips his throat out.
He finished the one protagonist or antagonist, yeah.
But that's like the biggest one, right? He's dragging him out of the water. Like,
yeah.
Because they're fighting in the river. Literally, there's a scene where they fight in the water.
They were shoreline.
They're kind of in the water.
They didn't get to the water till after Rip just threw it out and threw him in the water.
I mean, he ran across the water and everything.
And he threw him across.
And he drags him in it, and he's like, "I got your boy. Yeah. I got your boy."
Yeah,
so he could drag somebody on land, but he's still alive. And just ripped out his pubes.
Or like his chest hair.
It's like,
and he's in there.
I got your boy. I got your boy.
Why do you still have chest hair? It's 2024. All right, we went from buying a lake to now we
are shooting just
pool house.
Pool house. I mean, it'd be the time to do it too. I mean, let's be real. The Roadhouse genre's revived.
Yep.
With the terribly good version that just came out that we already talked about.
And maybe if we get enough into production, we can start messaging Jake Gyllenhaal like, dude, look, we're making this low key fucking piece of shit movie. It's gonna be hilarious. Let's pop in for a cameo real quick. Come on, puppy. And then he's just like a guy in the background just standing there. Or we just get a cardboard cutout of it. We put him in it anyway. What are they going to do? Sue us? Probably. But still, we'll get on the map. It's for clout, dude. Who cares if we come up net zero in the hole off of this thing? We'll have clout.
Fucking let's call Connor. We'll get Connor out.
Yeah. What are you boys doing? Fucking coming in, swinging his arms all weird and shit.
I'll listen to your podcast. You think that's what I sound like?
Fuck you. Fuckers are fucking crazy. Like, you're goddamn right we are.
Out of us.
Yeah, and then we'll tape that. Like, hey, Connor, I was just curious. What would it feel like to get it punched by you? Just like, hit me. I'll sign the paperwork.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know if I want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that. It's just dumb.
Give me 50% in the stomach.
No.
Just curious, man.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, what's the other gauge to do? Like, hey, hit that one weird boxing game that everybody hits, and it'll like tap it out at $9.99.
I just don't. You just don't do that. Like, you just hold the man in respect.
Actually, I bet you it'd be kind of cool to like if you became bros with them, buddies. You know how dudes are always like dicking around, like grabbing and like maybe, you know, just a little peep 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 pop pop. Just like get one of those from like you make a funny joke and he's like, hey, good fucker, and he like taps you on the chest. And you're like, oh my fucking god. And that was just him being playful, you know. Like, he wasn't even trying to hurt. He wasn't even hitting. He just like, good one, buddy. And like, oh yeah.
I feel like it's disrespectful to be like somebody that like fights and hits hard. Be like, just give me 50%.
The thing, they'll fuck you up.
Yeah,
that's
it's like, what's 50% then? It's like they're gonna give you a little tap. They're gonna give you a little tap, and you're like, all right, no, come on, man, give me it, and they're gonna be like, you don't want to smoke.
Yeah,
you know, they don't want to do that.
Well, I would imagine it's very disrespectful if it's like a stranger like me, but I bet you he's got a couple boys where he's like, fuck you, I'll give you one. You know. There's video of him in the mountain just fucking around, and I know neither of them are going as hard as they can, but Connor's like darting him up, and you know Connor's not giving him full. He's not giving him full beans. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that would be kind of cool if it's like, hey, it's more of a kind of playful. We're just like dicking around for some views and shit. Like
David versus Goliath there. Too.
Yeah, like he throttled it back for that. I'm sure because I bet you he'd fuck him up. Because I bet you nothing against the mountain. I'm sure he could probably, if you got a hold of him, but Connor's just too quick. And he's too... Mountain's not a fighter. He's a weightlifter. He's just a fucking power lifter, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, like you say, just run at him.
Yeah.
And like Connor's going to... He can try to throw a couple punches, but he's going to have to make sure they connect real fast, real quick. He's just going to just steamroll him.
Have you ever watched that video?
Just size for his man. It's just that's just a big old scary man coming at you.
You want to turn this into a clip episode?
No, I don't have to. I mean, we can keep talking about other stuff, but I'm sure they were. Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, yeah. No, I didn't want sound.
At least they had some music going on while they were doing it. I mean, I thought he was a little bit bigger too, but bigger than Conor.
He's like way taller.
Oh yeah, no, he's twice the size.
That's too. Well, like he's wearing jeans and shit. You could tell that's one of those things where he's like, I'm just in your gym. Let me fuck around with you, and Conor's just playing with him.
You want to spar? Yeah, you want to spar around. He's like, but if I get you, I'm gonna grapple you. Oh. Now he's done. Like right there, doesn't matter. He could literally.
The thing is Conor's still kind of in control. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But literally, when he had his leg there, if that dude wanted to, he just would have just threw him across the room.
Yeah, they're just having fun.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that, I feel like that would be cool. I would like to just hang out with Conor and just do something like that.
Yeah.
You know? And just fuck around. You know, even like Cody Garbrandt, I'd like to, which I've had a couple of times opportunities to square off with him, but under different circumstances. But just because I want to just kind of see the power of like a pro, you know?
Yeah.
Because I even had that in wrestling.
Power and technique, right? So it's not just, it is power.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. They've struck a lot of shit along a lot of times, you know. That's the old thing with the Chinese where they, you know, used to punch the sand.
Yeah.
Just go out every day and you punch the sand 100 or 1,000 times or whatever. Just get your knuckles strong, get all your stuff, get the shock absorbent through it.
Right.
Makes a big difference. Like I know, right?
Yeah, because you punch sand all the time.
I punch sand all the time, right?
Anything I know about Cody is this guy punches sand.
I wake up in the morning, I punch sand all the time.
How many times did you punch it
I got hammers. I got hammers.
You woke up this morning. How many times did you punch that sand?
I put nails right in the wall. 10,000. I'm up to 10,000 reps now.
But the crazy thing is like, you know, I did wrestling back in high school, but I didn't appreciate the sport. You know, I just did it because it was something to do, and it was a good workout and all that shit. And I sucked because I didn't appreciate it for what the fuck it was. But I remember there were some dudes like, you know, step on the scale at weigh in and like, oh yeah, I made weight, and then the other guy steps up and like, there's no way this guy's making weight, and he's like right on the dot and like, oh fuck, like, ugh. And like, not only were they just stronger and more powerful than me, but they were like way better. You know what I mean? Just way better.
Extremely dehydrated though.
But still putting moves on me that I've never seen.
As soon as he gets out
before.
that scale, he's going to chug water. He's like, oh thank God I can drink some water now.
Yeah. But still, like, it was crazy. Their skill level was beyond mine as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, like I didn't even know you could do that with a person. Like, how do you learn that move? You know?
Yeah.
Not mine, but Sarah's cousin's son was a really good wrestler. And I think he's done out of college and everything now. But when he was wrestling, like, they were watching a video of his at Thanksgiving, and he did this move. I'm like, what the fuck was that? He's like, that's the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I've never even heard of that. So they're like, show me, you know? Yeah. And, you know, I was probably a little drunk, you know, like usual at a family gathering.
No,
why not? Yeah. And he was, actually, I think we were about the same weight, but he was like way more muscular than me at that time. Right. And we tied up, and he's like, you got to grab his hand, pull it down here, do this, and then scoop under. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we never learned anything like that. And he's like, yeah, it's a different day and age now, old man. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, old man.
We're not going to get into this because I'll lose. Secondly.
First off.
Dang it.
Yeah, it is, but back in my day, we just roughed it, boy.
Yeah.
We didn't use all your fancy pads.
But no, it's crazy, too, like the amount of different moves and strategies around, like, oh, this person, back in the day, it was just like, well, get him if you can get him, you know? Like,
now they like teaching techniques and body control and everything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure, you know.
I mean, there was some of that, but not as much as there is nowadays with the height of the mixed martial arts, and they start bringing like some jiu-jitsu moves that might still be illegal in wrestling and shit, as long as you're not, you know, tying them up wrong and stuff. But just all these different facets, like the age of information is here now, so all the information is at your face. You can turn that into combat sports too, which I think is fucking cool.
For sure. Where we at?
Yep.
Oh man!
I
had an interesting
yes
morning.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
because I'm a little tired today.
We came in both saying we're tired, and you were going to tell me about this, and like, nope, I'm saving it for the show.
It's not that crazy or anything.
Not late. Never mind. We'll skip past. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, so I knew I had early morning, so I went to bed early and everything.
What time's early for you for bed?
11 p.m.
Okay. Okay. All right. You went to bed early.
10 or 11's early for me.
Okay.
Right? I'm normally up to like midnight one.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law came to town, so I stayed up a little bit later, have a couple of beers. We had a fire going. Beautiful night. Anyways, I wake up at 4 a.m. My daughter's crying, so it wakes me up. I check her out. She's just kind of crying, tossing, turning, doing her thing, and I'm like, oh, all right, well, she just seems all right. Just, maybe something going on, whatever. I had a nightmare, whatever. So I'm monitoring that situation, and all of a sudden just boom! Transformer blows up probably half a block away from me.
No shit.
It like rocks the house. But I hear it. I'm like, boom, power immediately out. I'm like, son of a bitch.
That sucks.
Well, she had just started to lay back down too.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm like monitor. She's just laying down. She's just about quiet. Boom! Screaming again. Like, son of a bitch.
That sucks.
So I go ahead and kind of comfort her, tuck her back in. I gotta go to the bathroom. Walk by. Another boom! Half hour later, after that first one, like, holy shit! Like, what is going on?
Just keep frying them down the line.
Right, somehow they're just going down the line, just blowing up. Nothing was really happening. Light rain was going on. Don't know why. No idea. This is not the first time this happened in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And the only thing I think in my mind is I'm out of power. So I'm like, and I have a well. Son of a bitch. This better be fixed in 2 hours when I go to take my shower.
Yeah. Of course.
Because I can't take my shower then.
I hope it doesn't fuck up my day. Yeah.
And I'm one of those guys. I have to have a morning shower.
Yeah.
Like, that is the start to my day. That gets me going. I have a cup of coffee too, but I need a shower to, like, just get my face right, get my life right.
But at least you got the water jug so you can still have the coffee.
Yeah, no, I went back to bed.
Right.
And I'm like, let's hope to God. Because it came back on then at 5 a.m.
That was a pretty quick
so
fix.
It's 4:30. I went back to bed for a half hour. It came back at 5 a.m. because when the power came on, everything started screaming at me.
Yeah.
Because Alexa's like, oh, I got power now. Hello, welcome to Alexa. I'm like,
yeah,
you fucking bitch.
I am back online.
You bitch.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Shut the fuck up.
I hate you. And then when I was almost falling asleep, the baby monitor started beeping because the camera went up. Like, it was like so many things trying to make sure I couldn't fall back asleep between 4 and 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Power came back on. Everything was good. I woke up at 6 o'clock, took my shower. Good. Going to leave. Boom! Like, what the hell is going on? Just transformers exploding everywhere. The power company was working their ass off.
You guys have Care Electric, right?
Yeah, so we have a small co-op electric company.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not small. I mean, kind of small. They take care of a county plus some.
Well, they got pool power. I remember.
The good thing is I'm right next to their big-ass node. So when that shit happens, on it.
They're right there.
On it. I'm not down for long.
You're like right beside the shop, basically.
I mean, literally, it happened at 4 a.m. They had power back on by 5.
Yeah.
And then it blew a couple more times. And then I left and was driving up to Cleveland. And apparently it happened like 3 more times.
Good
more and more explosions, which I don't know if they're like, I don't think it's a transformer exploding out. It's just like the arc sound just popping,
Sometimes they do.
Oh, well, I'm sure it could have been. But
but it basically what happens, I know I know we've had them in some of our machines.
I was just thinking it was like an arc pop, like it's arcing and boom, like.
And a lot of times it happens inside the transformer, and then just the fact that it's kind of pressurized then might make it pop more. But if it's an arc outside, it probably make about the same noise, but it just might be bigger if it's the actual transformer blowing.
Last time it happened, it was like there was bees that got out there and made a nest, and then it rained enough to get it wet inside there,
yeah.
and that was causing the arc to just pop and pop and pop and pop.
Yeah.
And they were like, they didn't know what was going on until they're like, oh, everything seems fine, and they like reset it, and then it'd be fine for a little while until it like dripped again, and then it'd blow again and blow again. I mean, I don't know, but it was like a fucking cannon going off behind my house. And I texted our good friend Tyler because he lives right behind me and his condo's up there. And that was the main one they were working on. And I knew I heard that one shotgun off at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah.
And I texted him like, well, that had to wake you up. And then I'm driving up and he texts me about 8:30, something like that. And he's like, I didn't know what you're talking about. I immediately woke up. He's like, I woke up, I read your text. And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? And then all of a sudden it just went boom, shook his whole house. He's like, then I figured out what you're talking about. Yeah, that happened multiple times this morning.
Yeah, and that's even primary voltages, it says, are typically 7.2 kV to 12.5 kV.
Yeah,
which is nuts.
Yeah,
that's a lot of voltage.
So I had trucks like,
for reference, anybody listening, your house is like 110, 120.
It's reduced down.
yeah.
And so there's a bunch of trucks out there. They were working on the shit, and I'm like,
yeah. It's the equipment that I work on that tests the gloves that keeps them safe, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this fucking sucks. So I kind of went back to sleep, didn't really go to sleep, but I was up for like a good solid like 30 minutes with explosions going on.
Yeah.
It's like I was in a war zone. Like, it's just like, boom, boom. It's like, yeah, but I'm not. And people that are in war zone, oh, God, that's terrible.
I was going to say, there's probably some listeners out there like, that's nothing compared to a war zone, you little wussy.
None of ours. But yeah. Or maybe there's one guy's like, no, I hide in my closet every night and listen to you guys.
Yeah.
It's like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I know. And it's weird because I was tired today too, and it's just because I hung out on a plane all day.
Yeah, no, mine was just explosions at 4 a.m. And then I think it's like one of those things where you think you get a little more, you get like a little cat nap in after that. But I was fully awake, like checking on my daughter, and all of a sudden, boom! And I'm like, all right, I'm up.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I did, speaking of, I was on a plane all day. I did find a fun hack, I guess you might call it. Something I didn't know existed until today.
Stealing plane fuel.
Well, until 2 days ago and today. No, the trip I was just on was an emergency trip. They fried half of their power panel and scorched a lot of shit. Had to go, speaking of things blowing up, they popped a little Zener, which is like a zinc diode thing. And if it gets over voltage, it
goddamn Zeners,
it
man.
blows, man. Yeah. and it fried like half their wiring.
Yeah.
And yeah, long story short, without getting too weird, long story short, I had to go in and rewire a little section of a power panel. It took me like 5 hours to do, but it took me 15 hours to travel there, and then do the job for 5 hours, or do the job for 7 hours. 7 hours, then a 3-hour drive. Yeah, 3-hour drive back to Phoenix to catch a flight out today for 12-hour trip today. So all that just to rewire for 7 hours worth of work. But anyway, since it was a late booking for me, I couldn't find a window seat, especially on the long trips.
Oh yeah.
So first one was to Detroit, and then Detroit to Phoenix, I was stuck in the middle. And then on the way out from Phoenix to Atlanta, I was stuck in the middle. And I don't do well in middle seats because I got some broad shoulders. And like, I tried my best to do this, but it's only so long you can do this for fucking 3.5 hours. Fuck that. That sucks.
Right.
So I'm to the podium. I check in, do the security, go there, go to my gate. And as soon as a person comes up and is like, hey, anybody going on this flight? Get ready, blah, blah. And I go up, I'm like, hey, are there any window or aisle seats that have opened up? And like, I'm stuck in a middle seat. I'm kind of bigger. It's not comfortable for me. Is there anything you can do? And they're like, well, we have one that's in the back of the plane both times. So this is from Phoenix to Atlanta and then also Detroit to Phoenix. We have one. It's in the very last aisle. I'm like, okay. And they're like, it's a window seat. I'm like, perfect. 39A. And it's the very last row of seats, and they reserve 2 for the flight attendants in case there's an emergency, because they have their little fold-out ones that they can sit in if everything's going fine. But if there's a real emergency, they have like 2 of those special for them to kind of sit in and really buckle in and shit. And then the third one, they leave open, but they don't book it ever.
In case they get an extra person or something.
Something.
Yeah, probably like.
Or they have a big asshole like me.
Extra book or something.
Where I'm like, and they gave me 39A on both of those flights. It is all the way on the tail end of the plane.
Give me it.
Who gives a fuck?
All day, yeah.
The flight attendants are too busy doing their work, so you have nobody sitting beside you. Like, I almost wish I could exclusively book 39A from here on out. I had the best time on those long flights because I could like stretch out.
You got the whole row.
The whole fucking row. You know, it was from Detroit to Phoenix. There was one point in time where they got done with their first service. It must have been like a weird break because even the one flight attendant, the one guy sat down in the middle seat beside me. And it's like, hey man, what's up? Cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching a movie. And then a female flight attendant sat down beside him, and she like had a full lunch because I bet she had a long day or some shit, you know.
Yeah.
So she sat down and had like food they weren't serving to everybody else. Like they packed a hot meal just for her because like bitch, you working all day.
She brought her own meal.
Yeah. No, it was like there. You know, it's like it was in the airplane.
Oh, gotcha.
Stuff. You know what I mean?
She brought it from another flight over and heated it up in the microwave, and
or they packed it for her. Like, hey, we have like 2 stewardesses that need a meal.
That was the first class meal.
Yeah, probably something like that. But
the pick of the litter.
So for like an hour, or no, for only like 30 minutes, I had people sitting beside me on that flight, and then they got up and they had to go do their thing, and it's like, this is dope,
but they respect the rules too. They don't give a shit.
Yeah,
they don't care.
But no, it was so fucking awesome. So now I found out, like, hey man, if I ever get stuck in the middle, or even if I don't give a fuck, I'm like, hey, can I go back?
You got the 39A open?
Can I go back to 39A? Has anybody got 39A?
You got 39A open?
Especially like there's sometimes like, yeah, you want to be at the front of the plane. If you have like a quick connection, like, oh my god, I gotta be down. I gotta hit my next plane in 30 minutes after we land. Like, get me off this fucking plane. You don't want to be stuck in the back. But if you got like an hour or two, babe, sit back at 39A on Delta all day, every day.
There's one time I was coming back from Hawaii and we had a super quick connection. When I walked on, I just told the stewardess, I said, hey, I know everybody's in a rush. I said, but we literally have a 30-minute window when we land. They're like, oh, no shit. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we're back towards the back. I'm like, I don't know. They're like, we got you.
Yeah.
Like, so when they did the lights, she came tapped me on the shoulders, goes, we grabbed our shit, like, and the seatbelt light didn't come off, and we just walked up, and everybody's like, what the hell's going on? What's going on? And they just let us off the plane immediately.
That's one thing that I do really like about Delta is they'll get on the intercom. They don't want you to feel weird. They'll get on the intercom as the plane lands and it's taxiing up. Like, because they know who has connections.
Yeah. Or maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was like an instant.
Like, yeah, we have like 4 passengers on here that have really tight connections, just so you know. And they call out your name, like, hey, so-and-so, you need to go to gate B5. So-and-so, you need to go to C20 or, you know, whatever. And they call it out. Like, if we could ask everybody else to have a little patience and let them get off the plane first so they can make their connections and then everybody else can get up after they leave. And it's like, fuck yeah, dude, this is dope.
Yeah,
Like,
I think most people understand it. So there's one guy that's like,
but no, I gotta go to the bar.
and I hate that guy. That guy that like wants to run by everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Since the plane landed, they turned off their free Wi-Fi. I need to get in there and plug in my computer and do my business for my 3-hour layover.
where are you going, Bob?
Right.
Like, where are you going that you got to run out of here?
Yeah.
The people that did have to run out of there just got off the plane.
Yeah.
This guy's just like, and then you see that same person down at luggage.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Like the guy that has to get off of that
A
plane.
baggage claim.
And he just runs on the baggage claim. And he's the first one. He's just sitting there like, It's like,
He's the one standing right next to the belt, too.
yeah. Oh, right at the beginning of it. Like I'm going to get my luggage. I'm getting out of here.
I traveled with this one fucking asshole one time. He doesn't work for the company anymore. But we got off a flight and we were sitting at the front of the plane for this one because I think it was Southwestern where you get to picture seats.
Yeah.
And we always book for the first pick. So we get off the plane and we get the baggage claim. It's like we're going to go stand up here right now so that the other people think they're more important than us don't stand in front of us. I'm like, aren't you just doing what they're doing? It's like, yeah, but I don't care. It's just me. I'm like, you're just a fucking asshole. Stand at the back. Or if anything, I go to the end of the fucking thing. You know, I just go to the end of the whole belt line.
Yeah.
Yeah, let them fucking fight over it first. It only bit me in the ass once because there weren't that many bags, and I see my bags come off at the beginning, and I'm standing over at the end, and then it stops because they were the last ones. I'm like, I'm gonna walk all the way the fuck over. Like, I can't just let it run till they come to me.
Hey, but you know,
dude, one thing I got today too, which is fucking dope. Delta has, if you don't get your bags in 20 minutes, you get like 2,500 Sky Miles. 2,500 miles, right? And we landed in Cleveland at 3:30. And I even opened up my app. It's like, okay, what? Because, you know, sometimes you forget.
right.
You think like, yeah, I'm around 3:30ish, or what was the actual time? And I open my app and like, yeah, flight is completed. Took off at this time, landed at 3:30. I look at my watch, and it's 3:51. I'm like,
where's my pizza?
well, they haven't even started the belt yet. And I'm like,
Oh,
so I was curious. I was just kind of curious. I'm like, wait a minute. They say it's a 20-minute guarantee, right?
right.
So I Google it. There's a submission form. I open up the submission form. Ask your name, your Sky Miles number. You have to be a Sky Miles participant.
Gotta be a Sky Miles.
You gotta.
Well, come on.
Yeah.
What are you doing if you're not?
Well, if you're not
You're
signed
not
up,
flying all the time. That's
well,
like me.
the other thing is, if you're not signed up for it, you're not getting miles anyway. So what do you care about the miles bonus?
Right.
Right.
None of us give a shit.
Yeah. And then flight.
Just a few people, but
Yeah, your flight confirmation number, easy to find. Where you took off, where you landed.
Get the points.
And yeah, I got the points and then as soon as I hit confirm, the belt started. So they were 3 minutes late.
How many?
Mind you, it was only 3 minutes late, and it came up with the confirmation number and everything. You just got awarded those points. We're sorry for your inconvenience. It's like, how many times have I sat here where it felt like long, and I've just skipped over this?
Just a question, because now you're flying all the time, right?
Yeah.
You know, you hear all the horror stories of flying.
Yes.
Like I got neighbors and friends that have been on flights, and they're canceled, they're delayed, like blah
Right.
blah. It's a pilot's not there, weather, whatever. It seems most of the time like it's just the airline's just like there's probably a pilot that's not there. Something is going on. Weird.
Yeah.
Or they overbooked
The
it.
scheduling got weird.
Something fucking happened.
Right.
It seems like because you fly Delta all the time, right?
Majority. I'm
You've
doing
had-
Southwest next week. But,
Okay. You've had one hiccup, right? So far? Or if you had more?
I've had
Because I'm curious about this because it seems like there's been a lot more recently.
I've had two big hiccups and one minor hiccup. First big hiccup was when I got stranded in Phoenix for Christmas in 2022.
That was weather related.
That was very weather related,
Okay.
yes. The second one was also weather related, where I had to spend the night in Atlanta airport because flights got canceled going to Jamaica because of weather.
Right.
So those are the two big hiccups.
But that's weather. That's not a hiccup.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, no, you can't get on this plane.
You see, all mine are weather related too, because the last minor hiccup I got was going to Orlando. I think we talked about it on the last podcast. I got pushed to standby, or no, it was coming from Orlando. I got pushed to standby in blah blah blah.
That's why I asked the airlines. So I've seen like the American Airlines, the Spirits, the like cheaper flights.
Yeah.
Where people have had to stay an extra day here or there, or like not get on a flight because like they literally don't have a pilot, or they just are like, sorry, we had to cancel the flight. And they're like, why we cancel the flight? And like, they say it's weather, but then they're like, we look at the weather. There's like nothing. Mm-hmm. There's literally, and maybe they don't know, and maybe they're making up bullshit. But it's kind of like,
well, and the other thing too is if it's a pilot or a staffing issue, it could be weather from where they're coming from as well.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't want to call out all these other airlines. I don't want to do shit.
But it seems like the cheap airlines are having more problems.
Since I've worked for this company for the last 2.5 years now, I've only exclusively flown with Delta or Southwest.
Right.
And I know I've heard horror stories about American. Complete horror stories about American. Not only with getting stranded or being stuck on the tarmac for like 2 hours because they're waiting, or being mid-flight and they have to land because they ran out of fuel, or things like that.
Fuel gauge doesn't work anymore. We got enough. It's fine.
Yeah. Or you get to your final destination.
Low fuel light just came on.
And that's the thing with us. Probably turn around. That's the thing with us. Like I could still make a vacation if they lose my bag, right? You got 1 or 2 days till they find it and get it to you.
Right.
But I'm on a job. My toolbox, all my tools, everything I need to do my job is in a checked bag. So if it gets lost on the way to my job site, my whole schedule's fucked.
Well, lost bag doesn't normally happen unless it's like a connecting flight.
Yeah.
You stop somewhere and they're like, oh, yeah, no, we're going to send your luggage somewhere else. And it just doesn't happen.
But I will say,
I've had that happen before to me.
Yeah, but I will say that's why they tell us to go Southwest if they're direct, Delta for everything else.
Yeah,
because Delta's really good about. They have another policy: if they lose your baggage, or if it gets misplaced, or if it gets thrown somewhere else, they can get it to you in 12 hours, or they refund you baggage fees and shit, and they give you more. So they're under the gun to get it to you. And they deliver it to you.
No, so when I flew to Australia, my bag got lost in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're like, no, we'll transfer it over. I'm like, you sure I don't need to go grab it and like send it? They're like, no, you don't need to. You don't need to. And I show up in Australia, sit the conveyor belt for bag there because that go the thing. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll check into it. Took all my information. And they call me 2 days later, like, yeah, we found your bag. It was still in New Zealand. Like, we're going to send it over. And they got it to me 2 days later. So I went 4 days. Not my big bag, but I had like my carry-on and everything else. But so it was fine. I just wore some of my buddy's clothes. But like, they put it on an airport shuttle and they tore ass and brought it back to you. Where no matter where I was, I was hours away from the airport. They drove an airport shuttle with that thing and dropped it off.
Yeah, that's even. And I will say one thing about Delta: they haven't screwed me over too many times. I don't want to put them on too much pedestal, but the one time they lost my toolbox on the way home. At least it wasn't on the way to the job. If it was on the way to the job, it'd be something different. But on the way home, they lost it, and I go to the claim center, the baggage center. And like, what's your name? Like, Steven Schaefer? Like, oh, Mr. Schaefer, we found it. It's in Columbus. They sent it to Columbus and not Cleveland. It'll be here in the next 2 hours, and we'll send it to whatever address you want. And they're like, do you want it sent to this 2006? Didn't want to
dox. Easy, Bobby, easy.
Didn't want to dox.
Just nailing it down. They're going to be kicking in this back door soon. God damn it.
I almost doxed us.
You already told us. They know the town.
Yeah. I almost doxed myself right there. Do you want me to send it to this address?
4785 New Hampshire Road.
Yeah. Fairfield, Ohio.
Yeah. Come find us.
I was like, actually, no, there's and I gave him the address, but there's an address on a sticker on it that sends it to the shop. And the next day it was already at the shop and shit waiting for me. So
I was just curious because you hear so many horror stories now, like people getting locked in places and stuck in places.
And like I said, I've heard a lot about American, especially if you got to go, because American's main hub is in one of the Carolinas. I don't know if it's north or south. I think it's north. And I heard if you go, and it's their main hub, that's like, you know, it'd be like if Delta fucks you in Atlanta, because Delta is Atlanta, right?
And it goes back to me like hating those angry guys on the plane that want to like rush through and get off the plane. I'm like, it's still amazing to me that we just get to fly through the air and get to our destination in a few hours instead of driving a car 12 hours. There's this guy that's been on. He goes on the plane all the time. He's like, "No, I'm so angry. I gotta get on the plane first. So I can't believe I'm back here." And it's like. And they're pushing people and like just I will straight block some people too. Like I will stand up and like just muscle up.
Right.
And they'll like chest you. Like,
yeah. And then you got to sit there and wait, have them grinding on you the whole for the next 10 minutes waiting for the people to get off in front of you.
And I'm like, but there's an old lady beside me. And I'm like, hey, go ahead, honey. You know, like, go ahead. And he's like, I just feel like breathing deep.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, bud. Like, you're not getting by. You were back there. This is how the seat order goes. What the hell? You should just be sitting down. He already passed 6 people to get up there too.
Yeah,
because he like immediately jumps up, grabs the shit, and like starts running ahead.
Well, and then that's the thing too. It's like it all kind of boils down to the whole conversation we opened with. Sometimes if you just use your words and let people know what you want or what you need, they'll be very accommodated to you. Just like the whole pronoun thing. If you tell me what you want me to call you, I'll fucking call you that all day. I don't give a shit. Yeah. If you need to get off to go get a connecting flight, you're in a rush, you have a deadline to make, just be like, hey, I have a really tight connect, or hey, I really have to get to the rental car meeting thing and get my car and make it to this meeting. I've got like an hour to get across town. Is it okay if I get off first? And everybody be like, oh, sure, man, go ahead. Instead of just getting mad.
When I told the flight attendants, like I said, they're like, yeah, we got you.
Just use your fucking big boy words.
I'm like, I think, because the flight got delayed a little bit or something like that. And by the time we land, I'm like, I only have like 30 minutes to get to this flight. I don't know if it's going to be enough time.
Yeah.
And they're like, we got you. Don't worry about it. And like, I think they might have pulled our luggage down and shit. They're like, which one's yours? And I'm like, this one. They're like, and they took it up front and they're like, and then as soon as the plane got docked, they're like, come on. And like just blow by everybody because they're like, you got to go.
Yeah, it's like it's sometimes too. There's stupid fucking movies that you watch where people just don't talk. They don't use their feelings, like, and then you're held in suspense, and then and like.
I think a lot of those assholes too, though, they just don't give a shit. Like and it's not that they have a time frame or they have anything. They just want to get out of there.
But the other thing,
and maybe there's just anxiety. Ridden.
Get that.
Maybe they just need to get out of there.
I understand that.
And they just are like, oh, these people are stupid and slow. Look how fast I am. I'm so fast. Look how I'm fast as fuck. Boy.
Yeah, I get that. I've learned, I was kind of that way.
One of our first, I think, are just assholes.
But when I first started traveling, I was always when I first started traveling a lot for work, I was always like, I need to get off of here as fast as I can so that I'm not holding anybody else up.
Yeah,
but now I realize, like, unless I have a tight connection, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do? Go spend $30 on some nuts and a Diet Coke at the store and the thing and wait for my next flight? No, dude, I'll just fucking sit here and watch TikTok.
Just wait your turn,
dude. That's the other thing about Delta that I love: the free Wi-Fi on that bitch. I watch longer flights. I watch movies now, but I got an hour clip. Give me a fucking hour flight. I'm TikToking that bitch all day, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's so much more fun than committing, because I can't decide what movie I want to watch.
I say I love pre-download movies. Like, oh, I can't wait to watch I know my flight time, so I'm like,
yeah,
I'm downloading 2. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get through this one, and then I might get half this one, but I normally one I'm gonna get through because you get on, talk to my wife, because I'm not normally flying alone like you, but you talk to that, you can get them cocktails coming. Give me them cocktails.
I don't do that a lot because I don't like to drink when I'm on the clock.
Right,
honestly,
right. No,
so.
I get it. Yeah, you're working.
Yeah.
But if I'm getting on a plane, it's
right,
for a trip.
Yeah, for
so
sure,
like,
bro. For sure.
Cocktails coming.
And I'm not saying there hadn't been a couple times where it's like, God damn it, let me just get loaded for this fucking flight. All I got to do is go there and check into a hotel. By the time we land, I'll be sober anyway. Fuck it,
Right.
And, but that's usually on the tarmac, still in the airport, and then on the flight, it's like, I'm going to sleep.
It's not like you're going right to work. Maybe just checking in the hotel. So I mean,
yeah. Well,
we won't say that on air.
Here's the thing. I am scared to death to get any form of traffic violation in another state. Because if they want to be assholes about it and make me show up out of my own fucking pocket into another state to go to court for that shit, fuck that.
Never going back to that state.
Yeah, run a stop sign.
Come find me.
Go. I follow the fucking speed limit. I everything, dude. Everything. I don't touch booze if I know I'm going to be behind the wheel of a car in another state now, because I'm like, what if I get got? You know what I mean? Like, I'm too paranoid, and I have way too much anxiety about having to go back to court. Say I got a speeding ticket in Arizona. I'm like, can I just pay this through mail? I'm like, well, since you're 10 over instead of 4 or whatever, in Arizona it's different. You have to show up for court. I'm like, motherfucker.
You know what I do appreciate about the state I hate up north?
Man, what's that?
Is they turned all their old state troopers into retro cars in a way. I mean, they're all like Dodge Chargers and shit, but they have the big berries and cherries on top.
They got that big old gumball machine on top.
They have that. I love that.
They got
you're just talking about cops and like driving. I'm like,
it's easy.
It just immediately popped in my head. I'm like,
it's easy to see them too.
I don't mind Michigan at all, but it's just.
But the thing is,
State,
like you're saying, it's easy to see them. There's other states too where the cops, whenever they're in motion, their lights, they don't flash. They just kind of blink.
Yeah, it's different, right? Like every state's different with these cops and stuff.
Which is the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to, because cops are supposed to be there to help you, right? They're not supposed to be fucking hiding from you.
No, but they like to hide.
I know, but fuck that. That's so fucking stupid. Are you actually here to serve and protect, or are you here to fucking...
That goes back to the past, too, when they had the big light bars and, they're hiding behind the big sign to, like, catch speeders and shit, like Smoking the Bandit,
Yeah.
Eastbound down.
But no, dude, I love Michigan State Highway Patrol cars. They're
get that one
bright blue
berry and cherry on top.
Bright blue, yeah, it looks like a goddamn gumball machine. And then even on the hoods, they have there's like a... Isn't it like a metal thing... Like a placard. It almost seems like it should be on top of a mailbox, but
it's
it
like
says
bright blue car.
Yeah.
Or not bright blue, but like a dark blue car with that gold metal going down through the middle. Like, the thing is like, you cross Ohio in that state, you just better look at it.
Yeah, and it's Highway Patrol too. Yeah, that motherfucker.
Yeah, there it is, yeah.
Like I said, it's got like a... Here, we'll put it up for the viewers.
The old Dodge Charger there.
Decades, Michigan State.
Oh, no, we don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear your face.
I thought I was clicking
Get out of here.
Goddamn video, you piece
Get out
of
of here.
Shit. You piece of shit.
But yeah, no.
They even put them on the fucking SUVs too.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a nice blue car, like, but that huge cherry. That huge cherry on
like
top.
Even said, like
awesome.
they have this like weird mailbox sign on the front, on the hood.
Yeah.
Those things are so dope. I've always liked that about Michigan.
That's why the Dodge Charger is a cop car, at least for Ohio, Michigan.
Yeah. They're cop cars for
Kentucky.
everywhere.
Like, it's just like that's the one they take and they beef up, and they make better.
Everybody's switching to SUVs now. A lot of SUVs now. Ford Explorers, and then I've seen a lot of Suburbans around.
Well, I mean,
cool thing is
not a daily cruiser at all, but no.
Yeah, no. A lot of even the Stadies are changing to SUVs because Dodge isn't doing much with the Chargers anymore. Chargers or Challengers, I don't think. I think they're kind of limiting production on those because of emissions and stuff and blah, 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 all that dumb stuff.
Well, they'll probably go electric at some point.
I was about to say, when are we going to see an all-electric fucking police force?
Probably got them, but
no, probably not. Yeah, they'll be the last to fucking do that.
I mean, that's hard to make them go electric because I mean, they should be.
Well, the thing is,
I
would
give them electric because the acceleration's insane.
We haven't had a conspiracy theory here in a minute. Okay. They're going to keep all police cars gasoline and force everybody else to go to electric so that whenever there's a chase, they can, first off, shut you down via satellite. Boop, push the button. Yeah. Everything is electronic in all these cars anymore.
True.
You can just shut it down with the push of a button. OnStar, yeah, we're in pursuit of this guy. Shut it down.
Yeah.
And then they're going to keep gas so they have the range. They have the longer miles. So, hey, it's, all about control. Hey. Yep, we haven't had one of those in a minute, but yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, we need to buy some older, non-electric start, non-electric everything. Besides, I mean, there's electric start. I know, just battery to. I'm talking battery to.
Yeah.
No,
I get what you're saying.
No push starts, no whatever.
No electric carbureted,
and give those to our kids and be like, do anything with this. Just take care, maintain it, and put it in a shed.
One day you may need it.
You might need it.
Yeah.
It might be the only thing that runs around here anymore.
Because even I got a Jeep Rubicon for my rental car. It's pretty dope.
I saw it. Yeah,
smooth ride.
You're like, I take this desert. I'm like, you won't.
Yeah, I wanted to go on 100-mile-an-hour tear ass through the desert, and I didn't. But still, everything on those everything's electric. It's too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you need complete, like, just
nothing's
throttle body, normal
anymore.
control. Like, you start it with the starter, puts ignition into the spark plugs, and then it runs itself.
Yeah.
One of those vehicles would be worth a mint, probably in 100 years. I mean, there's still going to be a lot around.
Even my 2012 Honda Civic, there's a lot of electrical components in it.
Ton.
But other than that, it's still, you got a basic linkage in the gear. You got drive by cable, not wire anymore. Because now you hit the gas pedal and it sends a signal to the throttle body. Right. Whereas mine, there's still a cable that pulls that opens the throttle body up, engages the fuel injectors and all that other shit. Like, so there are some electrical components, but it's still a mainly mechanical machine. Hydraulic brakes, like it's all still mechanized with electrical backers. But now everything seems to be electrical motor controlled on everything. You grab that gear shifter on a car now, you're not actually pulling a linkage to a fucking thing. You're sending a signal to a motor that's changing the linkage in your transmission type.
Mine's
you go
on
drive.
a knob, Mine's on a knob.
Yeah, it's a fucking knob, dude.
And my knob recesses and comes up, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Then I got to drive. And then all of a sudden I'm in drive. And
it used to be there was a wire attached to that thing, and it's not like there's a wire attached to that knob pulling it, and then it pulls the wire down here, and it shifts the transmission in gear. It's just like, hey, transmission, go in gear.
Go in gear, bitch.
If a fuse blows, you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Just dumb shit like that. But
I think an old Chevy truck is going to be worth a mint, and like if you keep one pristine for like. And maybe not Chevy I don't give a shit. Whatever you like.
Yeah.
Just an old school truck. Like, I could start it with a screwdriver if I need to.
Old school, carbureted, maybe early fuel injected, You
keep that thing pristine for and this is a retirement plan for your great grandkids.
I don't even say anything.
Well, I mean, you can say like
anything non-fancy
20 years and stuff.
Anything non-fancy after 2010, You could probably fly under satellites and government control on that.
Well,
Easy.
I'm just saying, like, if you put that in somewhere and be like, this is going to be an heirloom in 200 years.
Yeah.
Like, wrap it up. Your family's good. You just, like, put it in a vault and be like, my great-great-great-great-great-grandson, or my great-great-great-grandson gets this. Let's go 3 generations back.
Right.
He gets this. And I bought it for $5,000.
Yeah.
Whatever. Which you can't even nowadays. But if you did.
Basically, what you're saying is if we just keep our cars clean right now, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Just wrap it up and be like, hey, dude, I saved you a little something. You know, like, I'll make sure my great-great-great-family's going to take care of. My line's going to be sweet.
Yeah, put it in like a time capsule. Don't open us for 100 years.
I think we were like $1 million on the black market then. Because they'll be illegal as fuck.
Right.
The engines will just be illegal.
They wouldn't even know how to fuel it. They're running on hydrogen and electric then.
Yeah.
I think hydrogen is the future more than electric. Just throwing that out there.
I do too. I mean, that makes more sense.
Electric's the plastic bag of our shopping bag thing.
Yeah.
It's a knee-jerk reaction that we don't realize is actually doing worse for the environment than actually doing good.
Well, yes. I don't think it's like...
They're dope.
It's
just like plastic bags are dope. I still love using plastic bags over paper. It doesn't mean it's better for the environment when they're trying to sell it.
Any better or worse. It's like a... on the muffler that people steal all the time.
Catalytic converter.
It's like a catalytic converter.
Well, those are actually really good.
Yeah, well...
Until they get...
But what's in them? Precious materials.
Yeah.
So they get mined out to put in to take away some of the bullshit.
Yeah, you're not right. You're not right. I've never seen a...
I'm not right or I'm not wrong?
Yeah, no, I've never seen a mine for what it... they see on YouTube all the time now or ads or very right-wing people's ex-posts about how this is what it takes to mine one battery, and they show that strip mine. But yeah, you've never really seen what it takes to mine the precious metals for a catalytic converter.
Yeah, and like, all right, look, I know there's some bad shit going on overseas with these goddamn mines and deep holes getting dug.
Yeah,
but if you show me 100-acre hole getting dug, I'm still not like, okay, that's so you're saying to me, you have to dig this deep 100-acre hole.
Mm-hmm.
The human labor part, terrible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're digging this huge 100. This is somehow destroying the earth. It's not.
Yeah, it's not doing good.
But what's it doing?
Besides
people.
All I'm saying is it's not doing good enough to offset the fact that your conscience is clear because you're driving an electric vehicle. You're doing your part. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the electric still runs on gas and oil and coal. We know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
We got the big...
Here's the other fucked up thing. I've had 3 different plug-in EVs, right? Plug-in hybrids. Sorry, not EVs. I've had 3 different plug-in hybrids. And a hybrid, the standard ones used to be when the motor runs, it'll drive you and it'll also charge the battery. And when the motor doesn't need to run, the battery will take over. So the motor's constantly charging the battery's constantly doing other things. These plug-in motherfuckers have extra battery on them, right? That you're supposed to plug in the charge and then you have extra range. But it's not. I was on a 3-hour highway drive and then the extra battery didn't get charged at all. Why isn't it programmed to charge that motherfucker then?
That's what I was wondering. Like,
you know what I mean? Why isn't so?
I thought this a long time ago.
All you're doing is making me go and plugging it into a power plant that's ran by fucking coal and everything else. Why can't, while I'm burning fuel, charge the extra fucking battery?
So I thought that's a long time ago when I was when the battery thing came out. Like, oh, batteries charged by solar. I'm like, well, why don't? And then we have these battery cars coming out. It's like, well, I'm thinking of wind pressure and wind friction, right? So why don't you make long tubes that run underneath the car, right?
Yeah.
you have so much force of pressure of wind that would spin turbines under your car at a fucking insane rate. If you're going 70 miles per hour on a highway, right? You got wind pressure, you got gravity, you got force, right? So you can propel that by gas, right? You got a 12-gallon gas tank, maybe, something like that. And then you got 2 big batteries that are eco-boost in it. Why don't you have the turbines in the front of this thing that are just... Now, it would be loud and annoying. I could probably see that.
Well, and the thing is...
But that are running 6 alternators at the same time, charging that battery.
I'll tell you right now, the reason is there's too much money in energy. There's too much money in energy. They don't want you to have a self-sufficient car. They don't want you... They're going to feed you to your fucking gills about how it's carbon neutral on the road, but it's not carbon neutral what it takes to get it, to charge it up to get you on the fucking road. What we could be doing is spending all this time and energy into, like you said, little wind turbines or the regenerative brakes or the fact that the motor's running.
Brakes is a whole nother thing too,
yeah, they don't regenerate shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had these plug-in hybrids where it never charges the big battery. You still have to take that motherfucker and plug it in. There's modes that are supposed to be like max recharge and all this other shit and blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't do fuck all for it. They're still forcing you to go plug it into a generator somewhere, pay them money to do so.
Yeah.
Burn fossil fuels to fuel that because that's where their interests lie. Their interests don't lie in any way for us to have a car that is not only carbon neutral, but energy neutral. You know?
We have total wind power. We have total sea power that we can harness.
Yeah.
We have total solar power. Solar power being the biggest one. Right?
Once that takes off, it's harder for them to make money in it.
It's coming. Eventually, I think it's coming.
Cold fusion, maybe?
And the hydro fusion, that's a big thing too.
Or just hydrogen motors. They
exist.
And they're not mass producing enough in cars.
But put water in the gas tank.
Well, you put hydrogen there, and the water's the only.
It's only a byproduct.
Yeah, of the car, at least. You know, no matter what it takes to get the hydrogen there to it.
We run on food. Look where that's at.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, dude, we've been rambling on for a while now. This is actually kind of a long episode.
We might have to cut some of this, but yeah.
We won't cut any of it. We'll just let it run, baby. But
right.
We should probably close it out. I'm just gonna ask you a question about
Yes, sir.
Did you have yourself a damn good time?
I had a damn good time. Sorry for the energy rant at the end, but
hey, man,
I had a damn good time. Did you? Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Did you have a damn good time?
I had a damn good time, dude. I feel like we talked about a bunch of different... We were all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Once again, none of this was planned.
No, never is.
I wanted to talk about how I watched Mad Max Fury Road for the first time, but we'll save that for another episode. But
someday we'll have a structure for you guys.
We want to take this chance to tell you guys to click like and subscribe, do all the things. Check us out on TikTok, YouTube Shorts. We've been putting a lot of content out on those recently. Seems to be taking off, or people seem to like it so far. So if you're into that sort of shit, follow us and check it out. Share us with your friends. Cody always says,
"Tell your grandma about us."
Tell your grandma about us.
Mm-hmm. She's really gonna appreciate this.
But yeah, we love you guys, and I love you, Cody.
Love you guys. Love you, Steve.
And we'll see you next week. Cheers
to another damn good time.
Ow.